Welcome back, everyone. Today's a special day that I've been waiting for about 5-6 years. DHEC, as I've talked about before, it's like the Environmental Protection Agency for mines. And as I've talked about for a while, the former owner was supposed to do what I've been doing for reclaiming. He didn't. He had a bond. They had a hard time to get it. They got it. It's not really enough money, so now DHEC had been out once. They're coming back again with another contractor. I've done 99% of all the work, but they won't give me the rest of the funds to buy the materials and finish. So they want to have a contractor come, and then I thought about it and I said, wait a minute, I know a very good contractor who you all know. That's the special guest. I'll let you see who it is. I won't say ahead of time, but he's on his way here this morning so he can meet up, and I would rather have him be the contractor that gets the funds and work with him and finally get this done. So let's take a look and see what's what, and you'll see who it is. Well, here's the special guest.
Hey, how are you doing?
Long time no see.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Glad you could come out earlier. Anyway,
I wanted to come a few minutes early, so
that's why I figured we could go look in this way.
See what you got. That way I can kind of get my mind wrapped around what we need to do.
Yeah. So
I like the house.
Thanks, it's coming. So Charlie noticed all the things of David's that I have up in the shop, and I wrote on them what they are and that kind of thing. And one of the things that he found.
These horseshoes caught my attention. I looked at that and I knew it was some kind of a game, but I'm like, now how does that ring get off of there? And for whatever reason, normally I wouldn't ask to touch anything, but I was just drawn to it. I don't know, it's kind of weird. And
David likes people to play with this or to try to figure it out. He would always give it to them. So Charlie's gonna give it a try here. We put some WD-40 on it because it was it's had 5.5 years of rust on it. And of course,
that's what we're trying to do, right?
We knew that Charlie'd be able to do it. So.
No, I'm not really super good with this kind of stuff. Like a Rubik's Cube, I mean, the only way I can do it is peel the stickers
take it apart.
off.
Well, you did
and
it.
I don't know why that caught my attention.
And I have to say, I'm gonna actually say, you are the only person that has ever figured it out. I think that we had ever given it to. So you can
without having to be shown.
Without having to be shown, yeah. I'm pretty sure you're the only one that ever figured that out without having to be shown.
I don't know if I figured it out or I just messed with it.
Well, I'm gonna go with you figured it out. So there you go.
Let me wipe it off here. That's pretty neat. Now I don't know why that was interesting to me.
Well, I guess we never know really what makes us be drawn to something. But.
So I looked at the nails and. I just looked at them. I was like, okay.
Well, I'm going to give you what I think is. I think David pushed you to that because he wanted you to mess with it, and he knew you could do it. Because why else? I mean, nobody else here, since that's been up there, has even asked me.
Well, no, look at the white line.
Yeah, you see that's been there. That's been there for. I did this. It's probably been there just about 5 years now. And that's never come down. Nobody has.
Well, I almost didn't ask because I didn't want to ask to touch his stuff. I mean, I just be honest with you, and I said, you know what? I'm just gonna ask, and if he says no, that's fine. I mean, I get it. I mean, and it's unlike me to even ask to touch something like that, but it just caught my attention.
Yeah. Well, again, like I said, I bet you it was David wanting you to do it because, like I said, he used to do that all the time when he was a kid, and have people. Here, because nobody could.
He's had that since he's been little.
Little, yeah. Nobody could ever do it. So that's good. He knows you're here, so obviously. So what did you think of DHEC's approach to what they are approaching?
Well, see what they. I mean. I don't want to say a whole lot.
Yeah, that's about all you could say. I know you can't.
Let them do whatever they're going to do, and I'll help you do the rest. I mean, try to get them to do something.
Do something, right?
I mean, they over me with a, you know, it's right there on me all the time. I can't, you do
Yeah.
10 things on a list that they give you by a certain date, and when you get them done and you show it to them, they don't care about it no more. They got another list for you. They don't get a thank you, we appreciate you doing that, and
but
all you get's another list. And it, for somebody like me that's always been able to kind of go through life and get along with people and do what people want me to do, it's kind of stressful that you can't satisfy somebody that you know, I'm a rule follower.
Yeah.
You know, I was raised that way, you know, and
well, you can see in everything you do everything the right way, and you want it done that way. So when somebody says, okay, you're not, or we don't care, then yeah, I can see how that could be.
It's not that it's wrong, it's just that we don't care about the things on this list. We got another list for you. And it just feels like you just can't never satisfy them.
Yeah.
And it's not just me, it's every pit owner in the state of South Carolina, from what I understand. And I don't think it's new regulations. I think it's regulations, from what I've been told, and been on the books for years and years and years, that just weren't enforced. And now they're trying to, and rightly so, they're trying to, you know, enforce the rules that were there that nobody was really enforcing. And I mean, I get that, but work with me a little bit. I'm trying to work with you here.
Yeah, yeah. But like you said,
So,
they don't care.
But I think we're making progress. We've been working on it for about 4 years. It is what it is, but it's he should have never been allowed to dig up to the
But again, they were never inspecting. They never were inspecting.
The old rules were 250 feet from any property line. They will let you go as close as 50, but then it's
You mean 5? 5 doesn't count? And he went 4, so I guess even if it was 5, he still broke.
They thought I was over my line, and they came up with this. We'd like to see the pit flown with a LiDAR drone. For topo is what I thought, or for elevations.
Yeah.
And it needed to be where you could overlay it on GIS or overlay it on Google, you know. It was $10,000. And then when they saw that I wasn't over my property line, they didn't care nothing about it. Where they could have just said, hey, look, we think you're over your property line. We'd like you to get this surveyed, or we'd like you to pay for an independent surveyor, and then we'll come look at it. That would have been $1,500. Because I just had it surveyed. I mean,
yeah.
You know, because we cut some timber in the back, and anyway, it's all right. I know I sound like I'm complaining a little bit. I've struggled a little bit trying to make them happy.
Well, it's frustrating. It's just like why I'm frustrated with this is 5.5.
You're on the other end of it.
Yes.
I'm on the end of trying to do what's right, and you're on the end of trying to get somebody that didn't do what's right.
Yeah.
To get it like it's supposed to
yeah.
be. I mean, so it's good for me to see why they. I'm trying to think of the word I want to use. Why they request so much from me, because they don't want it to end up like this. I mean, I get it, but I mean, the thing with mine is all my exterior slopes they're all reclaimed. I mean, everything's.
Yeah.
All that stuff is done.
It almost seems like they take, you know, it's almost like a traffic stop. They like to give tickets out to people, but they don't want to go after the rapists, the murderers, and the bank robbers because yeah.
And so that was the thing for the first couple of years, like everything that they said I did, and it just like that LiDAR drone thing, and then it got to the point, and this was probably a mistake. And I was like, is there a regulation for that? Can you show me a regulation for that? Well, no, it's just something we'd like to see done. And I'm like, no, we're not doing no more of that. And it actually, they were going to show me then.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know.
We like it. We would like it. Well, yeah, I'd like a lot of things.
Yeah, I just finally said, look, I'm to the point now where I've spent so much money that unless you can show me a regulation, then I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
And then what happens is then every single regulation you're going to have to do, where before they kind of let some stuff slide. So it is what it is.
But here you even heard her say to him, well, we just have to do the minimum requirement for reclamation is what, you know. So they weren't going to do anything extra, which
they're minimum.
But still, there's a long ways to go to get the minimum requirement for reclamation.
Yes.
Yeah. Again, I do it so, and that's why we walked around and I looked at what you had here for topsoil and what we could do, and let's talk about native grass as something that would grow on this, coastal sand and stuff.
I think they're going to have a heart attack when they get the bill of that just on the hydroseeding alone for that. So.
We'll just be glad it ain't erosion control matting, because then if I was doing it, that's what I would do.
Now, just so you know, I have 13 rolls of that, so we can use that too. I bought it. I actually went, Chris, I went to where he goes, and because they don't even sell it around here. I just don't even know anybody that sells it.
Marine's down here.
Oh, do they have it?
Mm-hmm. Oh. I was in there yesterday getting some wooden T-posts and a 1,500-foot roll of silt fence for a project. So.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know. Do they
Marines,
have?
They're not far from here. I can give you the.
No, I know where it is. Yeah. Do they have? They have fabric too.
Yeah.
Because nobody.
If they don't have it, they can get it.
Okay. Because nobody else around here even has fabric. So I have that, which I would have told them. I forgot about it. I was going to tell them that because it's not going to do me any good. It's up there. It's $3,000 worth of matting that's sitting up on top of that construction container over there. But, well. All right, so here we are in the video. I want to thank Charlie for coming down, and he was very helpful in, he's got his own sand mine, so not only with his contracting dirt skill ability, but also with his knowledge of how DHEC works. So the other thing, well, we also had a great time, and we spent more time just talking about things. That's why I didn't video. I could have videoed a lot, but a lot of it was, we were just talking, so it wasn't meant for other people to put on a video. But anyway, I also just went and I bought a 12-inch bucket. This is for the Mini X. As you can see, it's a 12-inch bucket. I've got a lot of water lines, just a lot of lines in general between drain lines for the gutters and all that. But I need to run, I'm going to be running, I have enough for 7 outlets. I have the well is under that garbage can because it's insulated, and I have a heat tape around it as well, so it gets plugged in on the few days that we ever go below freezing. But we get, probably 5 days out of the year where it gets cold. But so what I need to come out of here down, and so I've got 100 and something feet to go that way, and then I'm going to be making across the ditch. So I'm going to be using one of the overflow pipes that I took out. That'll be a whole nother video when I get to that. Anyway, but because I need to run the water line, and I'm actually going to be backfeeding an electric line because we're going to have a full house generator over at the new house, and I'm going to backfeed so I can run the well, at least run the well and that kind of thing over here. So I said, yeah, I was going to ask Chris if I could borrow his, and he seemed to be using his. He never used his 12-inch bucket. And then all of a sudden when I was thinking, well, I only need to dig a few things, I'll ask him if I can borrow his. And then he started using it a lot, and I don't know. I'm just really not one to borrow things anyway. I like to be self-sufficient and have everything. So I was able to get this from, I got this from NED. So this is actually where I got the Yanmar from in the first place. So they had a bucket laying around. It took a while for them to find it. It's brand new, but they didn't know where it was, and so now I've got it. So I'm gonna get that unloaded, and I'll be all ready for that adventure when I get to it. So the siding's going to be delivered anytime now. I think it's going to be in a couple of days. They're going to deliver that, and I've got some other things. So we shall see what the next video will bring, but as usual, thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one. All right, so here's the bucket. So that's a 12-inch bucket, and it's made pretty well. If you remember back when I got the Yanmar, they had to loan me a bucket while I was waiting for the AMI buckets to come, and so this is Strickland, but I would say it's pretty good quality. It doesn't have like the AMI, you can adjust the angle so you can make it better to dig closer to you, or you could also make it so you can load trucks easier, which is a little bit more important when you've got a Mini trying to load a triaxle. With this bucket, it really doesn't matter, so they've got it in the digging mode, which is what I keep it in anyway. But it's nice. It's even got it's even, you know, it's got side cutters on it. They're welded in place, but you're not really going to wear this bucket out because, I mean, you're only going to use that for trenches. I guess somebody could wear it out, but yeah. So there's a side by side. So they're you know, it's made pretty well. So I'm very happy with that, and that you will see that very soon in an upcoming video when I trench everything for the electrical, water, and drainage. And I got a little surprise. The siding showed up, and I didn't even order it. It's a long story, but they were out here to do a takeoff on it, and somehow it actually got delivered. So some of it I sent back that I won't need right away, but this is all going to be hardy board. Sorry you can't see it, but it's all covered up because these are 12-foot boards. These are 5/4 by 12, 5/4 by 4, 5/4 by 6, 1 by 4, 1 by 2, it's 1 by 3 actually, the battens. But those are 12 foot. My doors are only 10 foot. So I even tried to see if it was just a board, I could sneak it in. I tried to come in on an angle like this, so to put it in the door and then turn like this, which that in theory that would work, but not when it's 4 feet wide, because it still will hit over there. So I had to take it back out. But these, I got these are board and batten panels, 4x10 panels. So those were able to come in here so they can stay inside. Now again, these are all pre-painted hardy board. So, I mean, they're going to be outside anyway. You just don't want moisture to get between them and have moisture growing, you know, get mildew or whatever between it. But, so that'll be starting. I've got the lift. I've got a lift coming this Tuesday, so I'm going to start. The first place I start will be on this side. So just a little more for the bonus section here. I'm done now.